So, before you think about quitting your job, I would love for you to listen to this video first. Your 9 to 5 job is something which is important, but at the same time, if it is something that is causing you stress and you feel that your life, your mental well-being, your health, your family life could be at risk, then listen on to what I've got to say. If this is for you, then I would love for you to listen to this video, because I made this decision many years ago when I was in my 30s. Actually, when I was in my 20s, when I was working for a law firm. And at the time, I was full of energy. I really enjoyed that environment, the buzz. It was in New York, in Broadway, and it was for a very well-known law firm that is still going today. But what was so beautiful with that job that I had, I was a paralegal secretary, started off as a receptionist. What was beautiful with that job is that although there were days where we worked long into the evening, past 5 p.m., it wasn't a 9 to 5, it was past 5 p.m. a few times when things needed to be done, which I understand that. What they did was very, very clever, is that they gave us tickets to restaurants. We had the best seats at theaters. We had the best seats at music concerts. We had the best seats at clubs. We were VIPs. So they would give us those tickets. We were young. We were like the Gen Zs, for example. We were full of energy. It was like we felt like we were movie stars. We felt like we were so important, because we would get free gifts, we would get perfumes, we would get all of these different things. So the time didn't really seem as if to say it was draining upon us at all, because of the rewards that we got on a regular basis. And when I say regular, it was like a weekly basis. We would get, special lunches. We didn't have to pay for them. All of these things made a difference. Now that is when you call a 9 to 5 job the dream job. Okay? However, I'm going to talk about the next type of 9 to 5 job, which really isn't 9 to 5. You end up doing 12-hour shifts, for example. Now, I was working for a hospital. I was also working in a care home as well. And what I noticed was you didn't get any rewards. You see? So is this a reason for you to stay with that particular employer, because you're not getting those rewards? They're draining, they're sucking your essence. You're working long days away from home, from your family. And what thanks are you getting? You're missing the important years of your children's lives. You miss things, and you come home, you're tired, you're exhausted. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're just coming home from doing a night shift. Is that the type of job that you want to quit? Let me carry on, and I'm going to go into this more deeper. These are the signs that you should quit your job. If this job is causing you to feel stressed, causing you to feel as if your wellness is at stake, causing you not to be fit and healthy. Now, when I worked for the law firm, we also had a free gym membership. So we would go to the gym 3 times a week. So these perks made that a reason to stay in that job. But like I said, when I was working for the hospital in the UK and also the care home in the UK, before I started my own type of businesses, for example, what you need to look at is what benefits are you getting besides you're working long hours. Like I said, the law firm, I was doing long hours, but I was getting benefits 2-3 times a week. So it didn't seem like it was a drain of my essence because I was rewarded in many ways. But when I was working for the hospital and the care home, for example, I'm not talking about my own businesses, but when I was working for other companies, I was like, wow, you guys are just draining me. I've just done a night shift. I'm trying to sleep, to rest, and you're calling me to come in and cover a shift during the day, knowing that I've only just got home because you're desperate. Another thing I noticed was that I wasn't eating properly. I'd come in the morning from a night shift, I wasn't hungry. I didn't feel hungry. So I would just go to bed to try and get some sleep before I had to get up to start the day all over again. The hamster wheel. I felt like the hamster in the wheel. Another sign is that you are agitated, that you feel angry, that you feel upset, that you feel tearful, that you feel that the world is all on your shoulders. That is another sign. Another sign is that you're eating unhealthily. Lots of takeaways because you can't be bothered to cook. So you're exhausted. So you're not eating a healthy lifestyle. You're stressed. You're carrying the stress in your stomach. And you're gaining weight. That is another bad sign that your health is at risk. And this then can cause, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical person, but it can cause things to go wrong in your body. Your body breaks down. Whether it's arthritis, whether it's diabetes, whether it's high cholesterol, whether it's ulcers. There's a lot of stress when you're working in the healthcare sector. And this can affect your longevity. It can actually literally take life, years off of your life because you're working flat out all the time. And what is the reason why you're doing this? Look, I'm going to say, in my family, my mother, my grandmother, my aunties, they all worked in healthcare and they did long shifts. Long hours. My mum, she was doing two jobs in the healthcare sector. And I really want you to think about quitting your 9 to 5. When I quit my 9 to 5, it was to the point where I was like, I'd done a night shift and the manager said, "Oh, where are you going?" Because I was about to walk out the door. I was exhausted. Just done a handover. And I said, "I'm going home because I've just done a night shift." Oh, I didn't realise that. And I'm like, did you not read the notes? So as I walked out there that day, I was like, I've got to leave this place. It's going to drive me insane. Either it will drive me insane or I will become sick in hospital. And I didn't want that because that's not good for me and it's not good for my family. Look at that lady from Wells Fargo. She literally died at her desk because she was overworked. Because our generation is committed. We will work long hours, long days without complaining. We will show up. We've got to look at things. Do you really want to continue in your job, working long days and not being appreciated, because that's how I felt, even to the point where I felt guilty going to the bathroom. I felt guilty at work going to have lunch. So I'd have my lunch and I'd be like quick gulping it down within 5-10 minutes. That's not good for the body. It's not good for your digestive system, is it? I wasn't having enough fluids. I wasn't drinking enough water. Some days I would feel dizzy, as if I was going to pass out. Is that the type of job that you want? It's not, is it? However, I'm not saying to just run and quit your job. What I'm saying is to start looking and planning what you can do. Listen, we've all got our life, we've all got our road that we want to go down and what we want to achieve. And whether you want to start a healthcare business or not, or you've started a healthcare business or not, you need to look at how you're going to achieve your goals. You know, I really want to talk about how you can plan to leave your job, your 9-to-5 job, or should I say your 8-to-2 job, or your 8 to 8 p.m. job. Plan it. But if it's something that is causing you to become ill, then you need to look at that a lot sooner, because I am hearing way too often how exhausted people are, how their mental health is affected, how it's causing people to have nurses, healthcare workers, to having and workers anxiety, that they don't want to go into work, but they're frightened, they don't know what else to do. But this can cause problems. And if this is something that you're not sure about, we've got to look at, do we stay where we are, even though it is hurting us, badly hurting us? I'm not on about your manager just moaning at you, the odd once or twice. I'm on about it every day. When you go in every day, how do you feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel excited? Or do you feel dread? Do you feel upset? Do you feel anxious? Do you cry before you walk in that door? You're in your car and you're crying. You're like, God help me. I don't know what else to do. There is another way. And this is why I'm talking to you so seriously now, because my heart is reaching out to you, because I know what that feels like. I've explained the difference between the two positions of me working hard. But this is not the way. If you're feeling this way, this is not a long-term plan. And I know that you've gone to university, you've gone to college to get your degree for this position, and your family are looking up to you. You could even be a doctor, and you're going through this. Is this really what you want? Is this your dream job? Like I thought it was my dream job. I thought, I'll follow what my aunties, my mum, my grandma, I follow what, my generations have done before me, because this is how we're meant to be. And we got to suck it up and be strong. My father, he was an engineer. He was doing nights, 5 nights a week. It's difficult. It's difficult. What reward are you getting for what you're doing? That's what you need to look at. That's what you need to observe. What are you getting from this? Because if it's just paying your bill, or you're having to do 2 jobs to pay your bills, then something is wrong. Listen, I would highly recommend that you set up a YouTube channel. Seriously. Because people are making money on YouTube. But I'm not saying to just jump in and quit your job. You got to give the YouTube algorithms time for it to work and plan it properly. This is what I'm saying. Plan it properly. You can say to yourself, right, I'm only going to do this for a month, or in 2 months, if you have to give proper notice, in 2 months, this is going to be my day that I quit. But you make sure you've got something set up to replace that income that you're going to be losing, for example. So, what do I say? If you are unhappy, then you should really look at quitting your 9-to-5 job. I hope that you found this helpful, and the tips of why you should look at quitting your 9-to-5 job. Look, people aren't happy. There's a lot of people out there that's not happy, and we've got to really look after our well-being, because if we don't do it, no one else will. And it starts from within, because the outside is just a show. It's what you feel inside that really truly matters. Thank you so much for listening to this video today. I hope that you've really got some thinking points, some tips as to why you should quit your 9-to-5 job, but do it in a sensible way. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.